Colorado. The old Big 12 members back in the conference, 24-10 a season ago in the Pac-12, and one of the top teams in the nation when it comes to assists per game. Now joined by their head coach, J.R. Payne. And Coach, before we get into basketball talk, I need to ask you, is it true that your nickname, JR, came from a famous TV show?
It is true. It is true. So when I was 2 years old, I was just this terrible, awful child, and my dad started calling me JR after J.R. Ewing. And I always say I can't imagine I was that terrible, but apparently I was, and it stuck.
How does it feel to be in a new conference? This is your 9th year in charge of the team, but obviously now in the Big 12, you've had a strong team in years past. How are you feeling about this upcoming season?
I mean, we're thrilled to be, I always say, back in the Big 12. I think our alumni are happy, our fans are happy. While we loved the Pac-12, and it was such a great conference for us, we're thrilled to be back home, where we kind of feel like we belong.
Yeah. I mean, we have to highlight that you have a 71% winning percentage the last 3 years. So tell us a little bit about your success, because we got to get the Big 12 fans familiar with you again for Colorado the last 3 years.
Thank you. I had no idea, but
yeah,
that's pretty cool. I would definitely credit, just a great staff and a tremendous group of young women that were with us for many years. The group that graduated this past year were with us, and came to us when we were not very good, and helped us elevate our programs. So, yeah, just, we have a rich tradition of success back when we were in the Big 12, and now we're, have brought it back to be good again, and now we just have to keep it going.
I know you're ranked 9th in the preseason poll, and I saw you mention that maybe people aren't paying close enough attention to us. That may be a little low for you all.
I mean, we feel like we're going to be pretty good, but it's, you have to stay healthy, you have to get a little lucky, and the reason I breathe confidence, in that way is just we have while we're very new, 10 new players is incredible to work through. I love the makeup of our ball club. We have incredible young women in our program, and they work very hard. They're dedicated to, the sort of the grind of it all, and just great chemistry already.
I was just going to mention that you talk about the team has that team grind mindset. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that blue collar work ethic where you're just going to punch in the clock every day and keep punching out some wins.
Yeah, I don't know. That's honestly probably the only way I know how to coach. It's sort of built into our DNA of who we are, who we recruit. Those are the type of players we like to coach. We don't need any drama. We don't need any, we just want people that come to work and get the job done.
I saw that you said this is probably the deepest team you have ever coached. Where are the strengths of that depth when you talk about position-wise?
Yeah, I think, Kendall Wetta said it earlier today, but I think our versatility is very, very strong this year. I don't know that we have any player on our roster that can only play one position. I think everyone can play multiple positions, can bring different things to the table on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And so now it's our job to try to figure out how to utilize all of that.
Tell us about the Tabitha Betson. She is the preseason freshman of the year for the Big 12. She's 6'2" from Australia. We're going to have a lot of fun watching her this season. So tell us what we can see on the court.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have a lot of fun coaching her, I would say. Yeah. The best thing, the variety of her skill set is phenomenal. She's high IQ. She can shoot, she can dribble, she can pass, she makes good decisions. The thing I love most about her is she's an unbelievable teammate. She wants to see her teammates be successful. She loves to celebrate when they do good things on the court. So I think, this is just the beginning of her career, but it's going to be a fun one.
What about the addition of Leora Garzon and the threat she presents offensively?
Yeah, it's funny because we call her Thrida, in the Boulder community, they call her Thrida because she's such a great shooter. So to have someone that has that similar capacity to stretch the defense, Leora's got tremendous range, not just consistency, but deep range threes. Will bring, a sort of a dual threat to have them both on the floor.
And then you also brought in some size for rebounding, rim protection. Tell us a little bit about Ayanna Johnson and Jade Masago. How do I say the last name?
Masagayo.
Masagayo, yes. So, yeah, I was watching it. Oh, just Jade. All right, she's just Jade in my notes from now. Okay, yeah I got to hear about her.
Yeah, they're all great. I mean, Ayanna brings very much a physical presence that we felt like we needed in the Big 12 conference. You look around all the Big 12 teams, and everybody has a big, strong, physical kid, on their team. for us, AJ would be that, for us. So she loves the physicality. She grew up playing tackle football and wrestling and threw discus 100 miles. And then Jade is, I think, one of the most athletic post players we've ever had. She's probably got the quickest first step on our team. Can shoot the ball a little bit, can score inside, can score outside, and it's just going to be really good for us.
You mentioned 10 newcomers. That's an incredible number. I know there are some freshmen, but you must be loving the portal era because it's easier than ever to just replace players and plug them right in.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm loving it. I want players to come as freshmen, commit to getting better and work and, spend 4 and 5 years with us. That's always the goal. But we've been really blessed to recruit some unbelievable talent. But as I said earlier, great young women out of the portal. So I wish they were younger. I wish we'd recruited a bunch of sophomores so we could keep them for years. But we're very thankful for who we have on our team.
We had Commissioner Yormark on earlier talking about international presence with women's basketball, and your team is a reflection of that. Tell us about your 8 international players and their impact they'll have on the court this year.
Yeah, I think, the system that we run offensively it thrives on versatility, and we found over the years, it wasn't intentional that we recruited a team full of internationals. I think it just sort of luckily worked out that way for us this year because they can pass, they can score, they can read the defense, and so I think their versatility coming from an international style of play is going to be really good for us.
Going to hear from Frida Foreman in just a second. What has she meant to your team?
Oh, man, I absolutely love Frida. I'm going to be very intentional about not thinking about senior night until it's senior night, just because we're going to miss her so much. She's, just been such an incredible player for us. It's been really fun to see a player come in and have such success early. It's been really cool to see her intentionally try to continue to grow and expand her skill set, and not just rely on being one thing. So we're going to miss her tremendously, but we're going to enjoy the year as much as we can.
Well, we welcome Colorado back to the Big 12. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach. Speaking of Frida Foreman, she's over with Hannah.
Thank you, Alex. Frida, your head coach was just saying how much she's dreading the thought of thinking about senior night. What has this program meant to you, and how have you really developed because of them?
It's meant everything to me. I think it's incredible. I've spent 4 years already, it's flown by, but I've just learned so many lessons from JR and T, and just by being on this team and having this slow, steady trajectory to being really successful. So yeah, it's meant so much to me, and I'm not going to think about senior night either because it's a little too heavy to bear, but I'm just really looking forward to one last season here at Colorado.
As you do gear up for your final season in Boulder, what emotions are you feeling as we're inching closer to the start of your final year here?
A lot of excitement for sure. I'm really excited to get to play one more season. I'm excited to see what this team is going to look like and to just grow over the course of the season. And I'm just also excited to play Big 12. There's a lot of new things coming at me and at this team. And I'm really excited to just go into it with everything we've got.
This isn't Colorado's first time in the Big 12, but your first time in the Big 12. So what excites you about playing in such a highly competitive conference?
Yeah, I think, being in the Pac-12 for 4 years is super competitive, and the Big 12 is no different. So I think just day in, day out, having to really execute your scout, having to really show up and play from all 40 minutes. There's no let up in this conference. You have to show up every day to win, and I think everyone knows that, and we know that for sure. So I think that's what this conference represents.
Frida, you're the top returning scorer and the only starter that's returning to the Buffs this year. What example have you looked to set for those 10 newcomers?
Yeah, I've really poured into just my leadership this year for these past couple months. I think a lot of times, you get new players and you're trying to lead them and build culture, but I also think just really trying to give them confidence. Yeah, we're new and some might not be as experienced or comfortable in our system, but just being confident in knowing that we got everything we need and we just need everyone to be themselves and go hard for what we believe in and for us. And I think we're going to be really successful. So pouring into everyone that way.
Amazing. Well, Frida, appreciate the time. Thank you for joining me. Best of luck during your senior season.
Thank you.
Alex and Ann, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Hannah, and thank you,